New videos every day.
I like to know things.
Hi, I'm Caroline. Let's talk about intimacy today. So, what is it? Is intimacy wine and chocolates? Is intimacy holding somebody's hand and taking a walk? I don't know. What is intimacy? Is it finding out your boyfriend's secret? Is it walking around naked with your partner? Is that intimacy? I mean, what is intimacy? Let's find out. Now, some people think that sex is intimacy, or even that sex is the most intimate thing that you can share with somebody. But I don't know about that, because think of this. There are people who have one-night stands. How intimate is that? They go in, they have sex with somebody, they don't even know their name. There's prostitutes. They have sex professionally. Is that intimate? Is that intimacy? So, I don't think sex is the most intimate you can be with someone. I think that really knowing about someone and letting them know about you, that's intimacy. I think this is kind of cool. I have a friend who's a musician, and he explained to me that sex was not the most intimate experience for him, that actually one of his most intimate experiences was jamming with another musician, because they were creating together this music. They were co-creating, and it came together, and it fit together perfectly, and they were working together, and that to him was the summit of his intimate experience, this co-creation. So, you know how I talked about intimacy being really knowing somebody? Well, there's an even deeper level, and that is this component of intimacy of sharing secrets. And when you know a secret about somebody, this kind of binds you to that person. And, well, let's just think about it like with children. As children, we used to do this with each other, we're like, I'll tell you a secret, and then you can be my best friend, and you would exchange secrets with each other, and that person would be like your best friend. Oh, I'll tell you a secret. And of course, if they shared your secret, intimacy was cut. They were no longer your best friend. But my husband, he knows things about me that nobody knows. He knows my secrets, things I would not dare tell anyone. And that's a deeper level of knowing. That's more than just knowing my favorite movie and my favorite food and where I like to go on my free time. He knows my secrets. So how does one arrive at intimacy? Well, communication. That's the key. That's the basis for building intimacy. I mean, think about this. Let's say you just go out on a date with somebody. How does it start? Well, you exchange little stories about yourself. Oh, what do you do for work? And what do you do for fun? And you're finding out about each other through communication. So you're building that knowledge about each other, and you're communicating, right? And that's how it comes about. And then at some point, the person shares something very personal, maybe a little personal tidbit about themselves, and you feel a little closer. There's actually an intimacy developing there. And then you disclose something about yourself, and it builds. It's this building intimacy the more you can communicate about yourself. Have you ever gotten to the point where in communicating with somebody, you knew them so well, you could finish their sentences, or you knew what they were going to say, or you knew that they totally got what you were saying, and it felt good because they just totally understood you, and it was almost like two minds becoming one. Have you ever been to that place in your communication? So all this makes me think about the idea of soulmates. And in Greek philosophy, the Greeks spoke of soulmates. Plato actually talks about that the Greeks believe, this is Greek mythology, I don't believe this, but the Greeks believe at one point in time, humans actually had 4 arms and 4 legs and 2 heads. So they were essentially like 2 people combined, and that was one being. And Zeus thought, he was a god, he thought that this being with the 4 arms and 4 legs was too powerful as a being, and so he split them in 2, and the 2 halves, one half became man and one half became woman, and these were soulmates, and they spend the rest of eternity searching for each other to find their other half. And it's kind of neat because you hear little allusions to that even in present day society, where we talk about, oh, that's my better half, or you complete me. It comes from that. Okay, so I don't want you going around thinking that I think there are soulmates and only one person on this planet that is you're meant to be with, and if you don't ever find them, then you're destined to live a very sad life. I don't believe that. What I do believe is that people are potentials for communication and potentials for intimacy. I mean, think about this, right? Before you ever had this other person as your friend, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or just, your friend, right? They were just another being across from you, another person. And it wasn't, they had potential. They were a potential for communication. They were a potential for intimacy. And as you started to communicate with them and you found out things about them and they learned things about you, well, then you built intimacy. So think of people more like potentials for intimacy and potentials for communication to build that intimacy. The things that I've talked about, can you see that anywhere where, like how divulging a secret might build more of an intimate relationship? Have you recognized that somewhere? Tell us about your experiences.